Now we're out of that.
Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil, episode 113. This is the show where we take you behind the scenes here at Dwarven Forge. We show you what we're working on, what we're thinking about, what challenges we're facing, and maybe we'll give you a glimpse of what's to come. Welcome. I am Nate, and I'm in the studio with...
Hey, I'm Chris. What if I just spend I think I can actually talk quiet enough that you can't actually hear me and they can.
That would be amazing.
Hey, all right. So today, no way. Yeah, I can hear you. That's.
Hey, we have no tech problems so far. So this is the show. We have no tech problems.
Sorry.
We hang out for an hour. We talk tabletop. We drink. Oh, Frosty. We have a tech problem. We don't have Frosty beverages.
I don't know
what
if
else?
it's tech.
What are we? It's crucial tech. What else is going on?
Hey, Elise, how's it going?
Hey, Elise.
Elise is here. Charles is here.
Woo!
All the stars are here.
Right? Is Kodiak here?
Yes, actually.
Woo!
Yeah, Kodiak posted. Kodiak posted a little bit ago.
Hey, Ivy's here.
Yeah, everybody's here.
Nice.
Big Jim.
Jim's
Telorian.
Here. Happy
Matt's
Hippo.
here.
Matt's in the
Happy
house.
Hippo's here.
This is amazing. It's a party. It's a party because I got 2 drinks.
I feel like we've gone to like 2 conventions, and both times Happy Hippo has. I've missed him. He's come by the booth specifically when I was gone doing something.
He's trolling you.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Woo! So
Yeah.
what are we doing tonight?
Tonight, we're actually filling you in on a lot of things that have happened. We haven't streamed in like 3 weeks just because
Feels like 3 months, to be honest.
stuff happened. I can't remember. Not like bad things. It
I
was
was
just
on
like
spring
scheduling.
break.
You were gone for a week. What happened the week before that? Were we just filming a bunch? I can't remember. The week before that, something was going on. I don't know.
Who cares? We are back.
Yeah, we're back. All right, Sarakas, you just had the baby, right?
Congrats.
You had him like during the campaign, during Kickstarter. So we're gonna go over some updates to Pledge Manager stuff, as well as we got a couple exciting announcements. Yeah, we're gonna show you all the. We had to make some new pieces for the Pledge Manager because of some things we're gonna do, and so I think we've got all of them ready now. So we've got them here. And yeah, we're going to talk a bit about that. And we're going to give away a $50 gift card for the store. Oh, God. At the break.
Ogre's here from Germany.
We never take a break, so it's not really that.
Yeah. We don't actually take a break.
Yeah.
But we break to like give stuff away and then get back into nonsense.
It's like a 30-second break.
It's a shenanigans break.
Yeah.
We stop the shenanigans for 30 seconds.
And then I think we're going to look at a build that we're going to be filming tomorrow, because we have like 2 videos left to shoot for the Pledge Manager. One of them's tomorrow. So, yeah.
What else?
I think that's basically it. We've got actually like a stacked news lineup.
We got a lot
for the first time in a while.
About.
Yeah.
A few things to show.
Yeah.
If it's your first time watching, welcome. There's no wrong way to watch. Feel free, please, ask us questions. We enjoy interaction. That is why we're here. Of course, you're welcome to lurk, however you want to watch. But we really do enjoy. I mean, the fun of this show is showing off stuff, getting immediate feedback, getting wonderful ideas. A lot of this drives the decisions we make, and we definitely take your feedback into account, and it's shaped a lot of things from Kickstarter to general product releases for the better. And we appreciate that.
That's going to be what a lot of the news today is about.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Just be nice.
Yes.
On a roll, or I will stab you with the
new dagger.
The doofer dagger.
That dagger is considerably
dangerous.
harder than.
Yeah.
It's harder and heavier.
I really need to. I want to paint the blade too, so there's more contrast, so you can see, because it's like too stealthy.
Nice.
Is there anything else? Any other preamblage?
Not that I can think
that
of.
we need covered? Did we forget anything, chat?
Not that I can think of.
All right.
You ready?
So does that mean we're going into?
We are. We're doing your favorite part of the show.
It's the news. What's the news?
Love to watch
What's in the news, Greg?
the mic peak when that happens. Hey, a lot of things. Actually, man, where do we start? Why don't we start
At the beginning?
The beginning? Okay, I'm just going to go with the first topic on the list. Restocks. we've got basically our restocks through the end of the year basically planned out. You can actually see them up on the site.
Restocks plural, you say?
Yes. We have one coming in June that I think we talked about a bit ago. But we've just announced the one after, no, July, not June. Yeah, July restock, which we've talked about. We've got an October restock planned now as well.
Is it going to be a Thanksgiving?
No.
Damn. Darn it.
The factory is still, we've got the paint masters for the new banks on the way.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can put them in the next order, basically.
So a belated Thanksgiving.
Belated Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a lot of big stuff in it. Poster and Gate is coming back. We're bringing back basically all the rune sets from Wildlands are in that one.
How do you feel? I mean, you've been on a campaign for the Poster and Gate for like 2 years. It's like a crusade.
We'll see if they sell, and if I keep my job.
So buy a Poster and Gate,
please. No, it's a thing.
Here.
It's a thing I've been pushing for a bit because I was like, we've gotten some other things back. We need a gatehouse option.
Yep.
And we went with like the middle of the road one, not something bigger than the gatehouse, not quite as big and expensive as the Barbican, but the one that we think is the most flexible as like a core set.
It's
gate,
awesome,
basically. Yeah. So there's a lot of actually really big things coming in. Both this July and October restock are really focused around like getting in a smattering of sets that round out some of the biomes that have been like a little lacking, as well as getting some like very heavily requested things back in. Stairway to Violence.
Caverns.
Crystal Caverns is coming back in July.
It's another one you've been pushing for. Thanks to Discord has been heckling you daily. And
not the full encounter, but the walls and corners.
It's
for
a start.
now.
And then it's greater than 0.
Yeah,
Crystal Cavern.
We see how that does, and then we can expand into the rest of the pieces from there. Probably we might need to do some reconfiguration for the rest of the stuff, maybe.
Yes.
But we'll see.
Baby steps. We're moving towards.
But like Stairway to Violence is coming in October.
Hey, did we confirm Crystal Caverns in both paint schemes, right?
Yes. It's
Amazing.
coming in both standard caverns and Underdoom.
Woo!
And I mean, if that stuff does well, we've also talked about like it'd be really fun to do this in ice as well, so we can explore that.
How
if
cool
it does
would
well.
that look?
Yeah.
How cool.
So, but that would be a new composition, new paint masters and stuff. So it would be a process.
Yeah.
But if this does well, it'd be fun to do that.
Oh, NPC Charles needs to get some Crystal Caverns to do some photos.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I don't think he's got any yet, huh? Unpainted? Yeah, there'll be unpainted as well. There's always both painted and unpainted, except for one very weird case that happened when we did the Hellscape stuff. And like one of we didn't get like unpainted bridges or something.
Sometimes
I don't know how that happened. It was weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, there's a lot of like very good stuff in the October. The ice walls are coming back in. There is ice banks, the regular ice banks, because that pack already existed.
great.
So there's that. Stairway to Violence and other biomes. Currently, it's just standard cavern. But
It's one thing
yeah.
at a time, but it would be fantastic to have the quadruple whammy, have that in everything, including
Yeah.
Hellscape. Woo!
Basically, coming out of this massive 2-year Kickstarter project, we're like, okay, we
Now
want to spend the next like several months really just putting in a bunch of work to get the store to where we want it.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things, these restocks. There's going to be another thing that we're going to talk about a little bit later because we want it to be a bigger discussion than just the
It's
news.
bigger than the news.
It's bigger than the news.
Hopefully too big to fail.
It's bigger than news. It's HBO. Right?
It's
That's their thing. It's not TV, it's HBO.
Yeah.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
It's
That style thing.
bigger than news. It's a thing to talk about for 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's bigger than news. It's water cooler conversation. Yeah. So that's basically that. Moving down the list. On top of that, we
Wait,
also...
there's more?
That was one of like 8 items on this
I
list.
have had items for things that we're putting in the store. Is that what you're talking about?
What?
You were talking about the other stuff that's going in the store, right?
I thought you wanted to wait until after the news for that.
No, I can't.
I don't understand what you're trying to say to me.
The thing that I can't remember the word. It's the reserve release.
Oh yeah, there's a reserve release.
I
Yeah.
thought that's what you were. teasing
Yeah,
about.
we're going to be doing a reserve release.
I wasn't being coy. I just couldn't think of the word.
I completely forgot. Yeah, the reserve release.
It's out of my head.
We're going to be doing that in June. Flag Day, I think, is what we're targeting, which is like June 14th.
Jay said Flag Day is the way to go.
We're raising the banners.
Does anybody know when Flag Day is?
Reserve release, for those of you who don't know, is different than a standard Restock. A reserve release is us looking through our warehouse for we have a lot of sets where it's like there's like 2 to 5 of these left over that we held on to like do replacements or something in case people needed it. And so as we've been actually retiring sets and reconfiguring things and moving into like getting our product to a place where it's like store soluble, every now and then we've been going through and like finding stuff that we feel like we don't need in the warehouse anymore and just putting it up for sale. It's usually a smattering of like over 100 sets with like a handful of them. Like I said, like generally less than 5.
Here's the bad news. This is going to be a Hunger Games situation.
Yes.
Like, there's some spicy bits in here.
Compared to a standard restock, that means that these things generally go fast. Because of that, we don't have the list of it yet. We're still going through and putting that together. We will have the list ahead of time.
I'll give the spoiler alert. Is Eric's been trying to clear out Caverns Deep stuff. So there's some adventure packs and adventure essentials.
Yeah.
Handfuls, numbers of single-digit numbers.
Because for those of you, I feel like we need to preface this. For those of you who haven't heard, with Caverns Deep, we took an approach to the encounter design where we were like, yeah, we'll sell like an adventure pack and then like a not essentials pack. What was it called?
There were core sets. The idea is it got us to where we are now of like trying to repeat the same sets. So we're like, hey, we can have a Rising Walls pack and a regular Walls pack, and use some of these basic packs, and then have a pack that had all the kind of cool MacGuffin-y bits, and you combine them to make an encounter. And it was a neat idea, except it was unrestockable.
Yeah. So, for example, we get a lot of requests for like the Ice Catacombs Adventure Pack, for example. And I know why. It's got the runic column in it, which is an incredible piece.
Which
However,
you've been saying we gotta get this.
We gotta break that thing out, and it's a thing we're working on. But it also comes with like, hey, here's 1 floor and 2 walls, and like other random stuff where it's like it doesn't make sense for this to be a pack. So
it was the leftovers when we had after we took all the packs.
So with minimum order quantities from like from the factory and everything, like we can't say, yeah, let's order 400 of that of this pack that doesn't make sense. So as we reconfigure, it's like we need to like push those things out. So expect a lot of Caverns Deep adventure packs and stuff in the reserve release. We're going to try to get the list as quickly as we can. We'll let you know when it's posted. We'll do announcements on Discord, and we'll say on here, and we'll put it on social media and
get
stuff.
The collection up so you can kind of be prepared to swoop in and go. Like, ideally, go for the one pack that you really want. Grab that before it sells out, and then you can sort of hunt for the others or whatever. I don't know. It's unfortunately there's no good way to do it. People are always going to be disappointed because there's only some of these, sometimes 3 of a set or 2 of a set.
That's the thing. It's very different from the standard restocks. The other restocks we talked about, we're getting like hundreds of everything that's coming in. So nothing is going to get, like literally you'll have some sets that will go in less than a minute with a reserve release. Yeah. Compared to a standard restock, it'll usually last. We have had some things that have sold out after like a couple hours when we didn't realize just how big the demand was for some stuff. But with the reserve release, it's much harder to grab stuff. Yeah. Just want to let you know that's happening. And we'll get the list as soon as we can.
And also, big picture, it doesn't solve it immediately, but we're looking at reconfiguring stuff so we can get it back. A bunch of those Caverns Deep pieces that were hard to get them in packs that we can restock and whatever. So like we're not. It's not going to be our last chance ever to get these pieces. It's just you might have to be patient. So if you don't get everything you want when this goes live, which is no one's going to get everything they want.
Caverns Deep probably has the most cool set pieces that are stuck in weird packs that we need to break out.
Followed by Dungeon of Doom.
Yeah. But we're working on it.
Yep.
Let's see. On top of what we're trying to do with the store, there's some other shifts happening at the company that we kind of just wanted to talk about briefly.
A lot of stuff in the store.
It's a lot of stuff in the store. But it's also like, that whole thing is built around this strategy that we're trying to move into of becoming a company that is not necessarily 100% reliant on Kickstarter campaigns doing super well.
Well, it's a little dicey having your business model be, hey, go to Kickstarter every year or 2 and bet it all on black. Like it's maybe not the one-legged table, maybe not the strongest model. Huh?
Yeah. So as we're working on that transition, like we've really been talking a lot about how do we make this company more sustainable. How do we make it so that this is a very secure and stable place? Because that also gives us the more freedom creatively too, if we're able to rely on our model being able to sustain us.
Well, you don't want it to be like, geez, if we can't pull off a Kickstarter, we like got to fire people. That's not like, you don't want to be in that spot.
So also as part of that, there's been some changes to like workflow at the company as well.
Ooh.
We've actually shifted into, and we've actually talked about this on the Hobby Hang a bit, just because it was just casual conversation. We've shifted to a 4-day work week following the Kickstarter.
We've gone from a 7-day work week to a 4-day work week.
Yeah, and I mean, and also like it's a 4-day work week asterisk, like, you know, sometimes you've got to do something on. Sometimes there's something. That, like,
Or
you gotta take
sometimes
care
you
of,
want to
but,
work
like,
5 days to stretch it out, or 6
Yeah.
days, or whatever. Or one
Yeah.
of the fundamentally one of the important things at DF is you can make your own schedule, assuming obviously it's not without limits, but generally let people work when they're going to be most productive in the ways that they're going to be most productive. They've got a bunch of artists, so some
Yeah.
people work in different ways and whatnot. So
But
there
it's
needs
really
to be
more like
flexibility.
as the company got larger, we kind of just have become more like regimented in terms of like we've got more stuff going on.
We have to be, right?
So,
You're trying to
yeah.
coordinate 20 people and get everything together, and way more things going on than just sort of like a couple of mercenaries working on a Kickstarter. Now it's like there are multiple projects going on. There's a web
People-
store is a whole beast that needs to be fed. There's replacements are coming in by the dozen. There's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. Customer service alone is like the volume of all the stuff. Like it's just a bigger operation.
Yeah. So that's basically kind of led to, like we have people who are like here for the long haul, more than before. So it's just we've been experimenting with it for a couple weeks now, and I think generally people have actually been happy. Like people have been enjoying it.
Trying to avoid burnout, trying to make sure people can have a decent work-life balance, trying to, put the energy in the right places and make this as fun and pleasant a place. Like, I kind of want it to be intense when you're here, and so because like there's a lot going on, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of whatever, and like that's not going to stop. So instead of trying to make that stop, because I don't think it can, you just say, okay, do that 4 days a week instead of 5 days a week, and you have 3 days to recover, and you can keep jamming.
And so far, it doesn't seem like we're like getting less done or anything.
No.
Like it's all the work on the Pledge Manager stuff has been going
We are
great.
on target.
Yeah, like we're we set this May 2nd date like after talking to like all the departments and like what looks reasonable, and it looks like we're gonna be fine hitting it.
Well, and it's also like this fundamentally this team gives 110% all the time, and often because of our general big Kickstarter model, that tends to mean that's a lot of time. So trying to make it more sustainable, so it's less of a grind, less of a marathon. Like, hey, can we make this? Continue to have people give it their all, because that's what you feel it in the product, right? You feel it in the stuff. I want to hold up a thing or whatever. You feel it in this space here, But you feel the stuff. Like you can tell everybody's putting everything they've got in this stuff. So we want to make that a sustainable thing, right? It used to be easy when it was like one project a year for a couple of months, and now it's a big thing. So
yeah, and that's come with like a couple other things too. Like we're doing like monthly like game days now. We're trying to have that thing out just a day where it's like what we're doing is we're just coming in, we're just playing games. We're just seeing what other systems are out there. We're trying new war games. We're
on the clock, right? It's not everybody has time to run a home game or play Lancer every week or whatever. I'm looking at you. So it's a chance to play that war game you always wanted to try, or play a session of Pathfinder, or play some D&D, right? There's some people that have never played D&D or whatever, like play more regularly in general, play some dungeon crawls and prep for our board game.
Especially as we move into new areas, like doing sci-fi, doing a board game, playing other things. Like we can't just rely on like, we know what D&D is.
Yeah.
As we move into these other spaces.
Well, and also not everybody. And you get an idea, right? So, but oh man, if we had a thing on this or whatever, it's just important to be at the table with some terrain in a variety of things. Ooh, someone suggested an onslaught. That's a really good idea.
Yes. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what do we have? Do you want to do the ability tracker story before we go into all the external stuff?
Yeah.
Because outside of this, there's like a bunch of external things happening.
We have so much to.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun. So this is a more of an anecdote than news. So went to Magic pre-release this weekend. Brought my kids. Super fun. March of the Machines. Toby joined us 9 a.m. sharp at the 20-sided store, and he brought his ability tracker, right, to track his life total. But he brought two, so that every time he sat and played a game, he could share. He could offer his opponent an ability tracker and sneakily get Dwarvenite in their hands and see things. I thought it was really a fun, clever little thing. Of course, he also sculpted the ability tracker, so it's really neat. So he was tracking his life total, using it on the table proudly. I don't remember what he was using the die for. He was doing something with the 6-sided die on the top, and I don't remember what it was. But it was fun to see ability tracker reliquary out in the wild, and a nice way to get some goodwill from your opponent by offering them a cool hand-sculpted life tracker.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was using it near the game. It was like, didn't help him win, but it it looked cool. Fun tale.
Okay. All right. We've got a lot of friends doing things soon.
It's awesome.
Today, let's start off with today. Dimension 20 revealed, like, they dropped the trailer for the next campaign. It's going to be a prequel to A Crown of Candy, which is one of my favorite campaigns they've done before. It's got Matt Mercer is running it. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. I don't know if
Is
they
he
said
gonna
it.
be able to do that? Has he ever run a game before?
I don't know.
Hey, wow.
But you might recognize some of the terrain in it. I might say it looks extremely good. It's been wild. Like the reaction to the trailer has been massive. They actually put a lot of work into the trailer. They did a very fun.
You said
little skit with it.
I haven't watched it. You said they did like a cool narrative.
Yeah, they made a fun
Cutscenes
skit out of
of
it. And there's
awesome.
like, some good inside jokes and everything. So yeah, they're doing that. It looks very good. Highly recommend Dropout and Dimension 20. Even if you're not somebody who generally enjoys watching actual plays, they really put in the effort to like edit them down into more TV-like content. Generally shorter seasons, shorter run times, a much easier watch. If you
Digestible.
struggle, yeah, if you struggle with very long campaigns, Dimension 20 stuff is generally easier to digest. So yeah, that happened.
You might see some terrain.
I want to shout
That's
that out.
Woo.
Highly recommend Dropout though. There's a lot of phenomenal stuff on there outside of Dimension 20, but Dimension 20 is also extremely good. Let's see.
It's gonna be awesome.
Tomorrow, Mace is going to be on Hero Forge's stream with Annika, who is the streamer for Hero Forge. Mace is going to be painting some stuff, and they'll be talking and chatting. That'll be running from 5 to 6 Eastern.
Annika pops in here from time to time.
Yes. If you see the Hero Forge account in here, that's Annika.
She's awesome.
So Mace is going to be on stream.
What are they? Is she gonna build a mini on stream? Is she painting? What is she?
I think she's painting.
Cool.
Pretty sure she's painting.
Fun.
And yeah, and that'll actually like it goes from like 5 to 6 and like leads right into Hobby Hang basically. So yeah, that'll be fun. What else do we have going on? We have 2 Kickstarters that our friends are doing. One is if you liked the Wildlands adventures, our friends at Underground Oracle, who wrote one of the Mountain Adventures, are kickstarting a setting book called Harrow the Blighted Plain. That
What a friendly
is
place.
crystal punk setting. Basically,
Crystal
it's very much like a
Amazing.
world that like a very like post-apocalyptic world where like very like volatile magical energies and these crystals that are all over the place, and they've got like sand speeders and everything to like get
Awesome.
around like this wasteland. It's a very fun setting. I actually have their 5e version of it because I backed their Patreon. This is specifically an adaptation of it for the Cypher system, which is the system that Monty Cook uses and everything. So if you wanted to try out a new system as well, yeah,
Or I'm a blank that blanks.
Yeah.
They're, I'm
it's
an
a system I've
adjective noun
actually
that verbs. Yeah.
system I've actually wanted to try out. It's got beautiful artwork. It's a lot of like cool ideas. Even if you're not playing the Cypher system,
You could just
Harrow is
steal
like a
the-
very cool setting with like a lot of really cool ideas. And yes, I would look into that. And then another fun game system you might want to pick up. Somebody that we met at Adepticon last year, Mike Hutchinson. He's got a game that he's made called Hobgoblin, and it is a quick to pick up very flexible like army building skirmish game where he says like about 2 hours is like the game time. He's running his Kickstarter. The book looks phenomenal and everything. It's already funded, but so I mean it's a safe bet to pick it up and take a look at it. It looks very fun. We actually do want to try that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really cool. Really cool guy to talk to at AdeptCon last year. Let's see, and then what else do we got? Our last big thing that we've got some friends doing. If you remember,
This is a lot of things.
there's a
You're
lot
not
going
kidding.
on, both with us and outside. Our friend Super Dylan is participating in a thing called TransCon that is happening this weekend, where a lot of trans content creators are playing games all weekend to raise money for the Trans Lifeline, which is they do a lot of extremely important work. And I'm gonna put the Twitch chat in there. It'd be
Super Dylan was here during
during the Lowtown Kickstarter.
Lowtown.
Yeah.
One of our streams.
So they're going to be playing games all weekend. If you want to check that out, it's like the 21st to the 23rd. If you want to check that out, I posted the channel is going to be happening on in the chat, so you can give that a follow. You'll get notifications. They're going to be doing they've got like some giveaways as donation incentives and everything.
Is
And
there
they're already
anything
over
people could
halfway to
win?
their donation goal, even though
They haven't even started yet.
they haven't started yet.
Is there anything anybody could win that DF fans might be into?
There might be a $100 Dwarven Forge gift card mixed in with it.
Woo!
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's
Spoiler
to say?
alert.
Yeah. Oh, you're here? Hi.
Super
I
Dylan
sent
here?
you a DM. Oh no, TTRPG gifts.
Hey!
Hi.
That's
We were just
sweet.
talking about TransCon. I just sent you a DM. Wondering if you're hi.
Read your DM.
Probably busy.
Yeah.
They just kind of message out of nowhere. Yeah, we were just shouting out TransCon.
What
I
else?
think that is-
Fun bits in the news.
That might be all of it. Hang on. Outside of like the big story that we wanted to go into.
Should I do development updates?
Oh yeah, the new pieces for. Yeah, let's just talk Pledge Manager briefly, I suppose.
I was going to talk the other projects before we go into Lowtown.
The other projects? Oh yeah, do that. There's so
we had a
much.
freewheeling list to it.
We're still a
We've been off for
little-
2 weeks. All right, so just quick updates on. We got a lot of projects coming down the pipeline. So we are working on a board game with Stephen Baker, the creator of Hero Quest and HeroScape. Nothing new to report on that right now, other than some new rules in the works. Can't wait to tell you about it when we get further along. But we have Hightown, the sequel to Lowtown, still cooking along. Aaron and Michelle are pushing out some really cool stuff on that as we speak. Actually, maybe they're not working on it right now. I think Michelle is probably watching, so she's not working on it right this second. But she's got a couple of really cool must-have accessories that she's working on, and Aaron is developing out some style for it. It's going to be bonkers. Like Hightown, we've learned a lot from Lowtown. We're going to kind of push Hightown even higher. It's going to be dynamite. I don't think that will launch until we have delivered Lowtown, so you got a long time to wait. But we're kind of, it's like, I feel like we're further ahead because we already have 60 pieces or something sculpted for that.
Because we were trying to launch it last year.
Yeah. So we're gonna be ready with that, I think, before Lowtown ships, which will be an interesting place to be. We'll see how it goes. But lots of fun stuff. I'm excited at some point to show you where we're going, but it's moving and it's just getting cooler and cooler by the day. Also, sci-fi. We promised back in Wildlands, we promised a sci-fi set. That is trucking along. Eli and Hamster and Toby have been pushing hard on that. And we have some geometry mocks that are awesome. Physically, we've been playing with some stuff, some really neat ideas. Still looking at like 20, maybe 24 pieces. Small, solid set, but it's very exciting. Spoiler alert, we were throwing some Space Marines in there and some Stormtroopers, and we got, I don't know, it's gonna be awesome. We'll probably be able to start teasing some of that stuff out soon? Question mark. I don't know. Sooner.
I'm
sooner than
wondering when
high
we're
time
gonna.
stuff.
I'm wondering when we're gonna drop the beans.
I don't know. I don't know. We gotta. It's still so amorphous. I don't want to.
We're
I don't
still-
know.
we're
We're not quite ready to show where we're at yet, but we will show
Yeah.
some stuff in development at some point in the nearest future. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited, and also excited to try a small. Right, it's gonna be a small campaign, so we're probably gonna do on GameFound. So it should be neat. So that's where we are in the other projects, other than Lowtown, other than web store reconfigures and all that other stuff.
Just one little bean. We've been so good.
Speaking of GameFound,
Yeah. You want to talk about it now?
yeah, right? Or is
Yeah.
there something else you want to do before that?
I don't got anything. All right. Cool. So the one other last big thing we decided to do as part of our strategy to get the store into shape. There's a lot of demand for Wildlands, more than we can really, more sets than we can really fit into one restock container.
A lot of pieces, a lot of big pieces, a lot of expensive
Yes.
pieces, a lot.
Also,
just a lot.
a couple reconfigurations we wanted to do
Yep.
to get them into like better packs. And also, we've been curious about trying out this new platform, GameFound. We are doing we've decided that we want to run basically a reprint campaign on GameFound.
Say that again
that-
slowly. This is
A
exciting.
reprint campaign on GameFound that is basically letting you pre-order from a restock of all the core pieces of the line, mountains, forest, swamp, all of it being there, and with the goal of satisfy everybody who wants to pre-order it, and then also order enough on top of it to have the store well stocked afterwards.
Yep. And to be clear, it's not going to be everything. It's a limited. I think Tyler said 30 sets tops or something was.
It's mostly focused
target.
on the core pieces, the escarpments, the forest floors, the swamp banks, like the stuff that is like the backbone of this.
And escarpments are kind of the headliner. Like
Yes,
it's,
because the escarpment's what we need to like reconfigure.
getting those big beefy boys and some new packs, you can get get the big
We're-
ones.
We're still working out
Yeah.
we're still working out the details and all that.
Yep.
It's a fairly recent decision. But the main thing is, lets us kind of afford doing a much larger restock order than we usually do. It lets us guarantee that we're not going to accidentally underorder something. And it gives us another chance to do outreach to wargamers and other people who haven't started their collections yet, by having like another kind of visible thing of like, hey, come in and like take a look at this stuff.
It gives us a chance to try out GameFound.
Yes,
with,
that's
very
really the
little,
major thing.
Very little consequences. Like, we're not making new molds. We're not, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's.
I don't know if we
Yeah.
know what the like it wouldn't be like a Kickstarter delivery time. It would be closer to like a restock process delivery time for it because we're not making new molds or anything.
Let's guess 6 months.
Yeah.
but,
Assume early 2024 because we
Yeah.
want to launch this in August. Is our goal.
Waterfall will be in there.
Yes, waterfall would be part of the waterfall.
Waterfall.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I don't think we can give like a lot of specific details because we're still working out some of it as well.
Yeah.
But the goal is painted and unpainted. Yes. But we want to try out like a lot of the. We're not going to roll back the prices because
No.
we said in the Kickstarter that this was the only time they would be at these prices, and we don't want to go back on that.
It'd be web store prices.
It'd be web store prices, but we have been trying to think of what other incentives there could be.
Well, there's a whole series of questions, right? So
Yes.
first one is, anybody think this is a bad idea and why? That's the first question. The second question, what do you think about that one is, what should we call it? Like, is it a reprint?
I've been trying to think of
campaign? Is it-
something along the lines of like Hellscape
Yeah.
Reignited. I've been trying to think of
I
something.
mean, not the flavor name, but
Yeah.
like, what do we, how do we describe it? Is it a reprint run, whatever? Is there like a name that makes it easy to understand what the heck it is? And then
Yeah.
the third one is, well, let's start with those two, and then we'll talk about the incentives.
Yeah.
Because we frame that.
Wildlands Regrowth,
Ah.
something revisited, a restarter.
Second run, second printing.
Any updates on Thanksgiving? Let's talk about this. It does not serve my own selfish purposes perfectly, so just don't bother.
Ha!
It's a great idea diversifying. So this lets us hit the people who like missed out on Wildlands and then have been like trying to like pick up things in Second Harvest. Revisited as food. Back to the Brush. Wildlands 2 Electric
Like
Boogaloo.
New growth. Although it's not new, but yeah.
Regrowth.
Don't tell the boss.
The restocking.
Restocking. That's funny.
Honestly, don't know how many people I've seen in Discord who need a ton of Wildlands. Here's the thing. We've grown a ton since Wildlands. That's when we really started doing outreach. It's when we really started kind of like community building in a way that we didn't before.
Wait, are you telling me nobody out there needs escarpments?
Yeah. I guess we can cut them.
Right? Should
Yeah.
we just get the escarpments out? Waterfall out?
Regrowth.
You know?
Rise of the Lichens. I feel like then we'd have to do the Wailulu. The Wailulu are still in stock, yeah?
Yeah. Was that Underworld too? Was that the Rise of the Lichens? Wasn't that a...
As You Like Him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kickstarting a second time around feels a little off. It's not exactly a Kickstarter, right? It's basically like
It's a
letting us
reprint.
do...
And that's why we're not trying on Kickstarter.
It's basically letting us do like a pre-order on a massive restock, basically.
We're reconfiguring a bunch of sets and reprinting a bunch of stuff that would probably not happen in a while.
And a lot of it also is just an excuse to play around with the GameFound layout before we have to do it for a full campaign.
Yeah.
It'd be paying up front, yeah. It would be basically a pre-order system. Like, yeah. I think it's basically, and it's a pre-order system. It's like Kickstarter, except like we've got more assurance because this product already literally has been made.
Yeah. It's basically an easy way for us to try out GameFound and just test the platform, learn the ins and the outs, see where the problems are, figure out what we need to do before we
there's a
do
lot
something
of...
that has high stakes. If we're going to do sci-fi on there, like we got to make sure we know what the heck we're doing before we put it on there. Because there's, having gone through Kickstarter a few times, there's a lot to learn about each platform. It's and sort of the back end and all the nonsense and whatever.
Yeah, so this feels like a lower stakes way to get in on it. The fact that like we can do anchor links on the main page, having things like stretch pay and stuff like that. There's a lot.
It's amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in there where it's like it feels like this. It feels like the features that they have there could really fit the scope of our campaigns and the way that like our product works.
It certainly feels like it's gonna be the perfect thing. And it's gonna be fun to.
Yeah, and so we've got like an idea of how all this stuff's going to work for us, and we just want a chance to physically try it out. Initially, we were thinking sci-fi was going to be when we try it out, but it's like, well, we can do a test run now, and then like be more knowledgeable, and I guess find out if we actually do want to use it for sci-fi, and then if we use it for sci-fi, we'll have done it before, and we'll be able to like use it better.
Yep.
Would the Pledge Manager be done through GameFound? GameFound, yeah, that's the thing is
it's
GameFound
platform.
is both. Like, GameFound lets you do both the campaign and the pledge management on the same platform. So we wouldn't need to send people to a second site. Is one of the things that seems really useful about it.
We don't need to... I mean, I don't know. We haven't actually set it up yet, but I don't think we need to delay the pledge manager either. Like, we don't really... Fundamentally, we can end the campaign and then, like, a week later launch the pledge manager or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Conceptually. I guess we need to make sure the money goes through... We have to get the money through the system, which takes a couple weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
But it seems like it should be a very fast turnaround across the,
Yeah, there's a number of, and I think also, so likely what it'll be is, I imagine that we will probably do similar to how we did like the pledge levels in Lowtown. I imagine we probably will have like some bundles that will be store bundles that are made up of like the core sets.
For sure. We were talking about like Escarpment's doing a big mega pack
Yeah.
using these new Escarpment packs that we're doing. And
stuff that will then translate directly into the store once it hits the store.
well, so then that's the other. This is our third question, which is, what are there incentives that make sense? Like, are there stretch goals that we put in this thing that make sense? I don't exactly know how to approach it, so curious. Haven't thought about it actually previous to this, so
Yeah.
I'm curious if anybody has any ideas.
And basically, I don't know. People ask us for a pre-order like a lot, and we just don't really have like the internal infrastructure to do large pre-orders on our own.
Modular ships.
Amazing. Yeah. So like this kind of the fact that GameFound has tools for doing like GameFound has tools specifically for doing reprints like this.
Yeah.
Which is something that Kickstarter didn't offer. So we were looking at it, and it's like people have been asking us for pre-orders. We just don't have the infrastructure to do pre-orders on our own.
Yeah.
Let's try doing it through here, and
Because I feel like it would be it would behoove us to do some sort of stretch goals to test their stretch goal system.
Yeah, it's just figuring
And I
out what
don't
that
know
looks. It's just figuring out
yeah.
what that looks like because we
Yeah.
don't want to. So here's the thing: we don't want to make new pieces because if we have to make new if we have to do new tooling,
Oh, the compass.
the factory, that could be fun.
The compass, arcane compass.
Compasses,
really
tote
hard
bag.
to get.
Like, are we
There's
doing
no
anything
way...
with the tote bag? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
there's a couple of those things.
Yeah. That's
So
a really
tooling.
interesting...
When it comes to
yeah.
like new pieces, we very briefly were like, oh, should we try to do like new pieces? And it was like, no, because we want the factory to be making the Lowtown molds at the time, and if we do any new pieces in this, it's going to have to wait until Lowtown tooling is done to actually make those, and that would just severely delay delivery on that.
No,
thing.
we're gonna. This will
This will
well,
get here
depends on
before
when it's
Lowtown.
done. This will probably deliver before Lowtown.
Yes.
Depending on when we actually launch it and how it all goes.
Basically, while the factory is making, while the factory is making the Lowtown molds and everything, they can be like producing this product.
Yeah.
Basically. Normally with past Kickstarter, eventually everything makes it to the store. I don't think the escarpments ever showed up in the store. They did. They sold
They
out
lasted for an hour.
Yeah, they sold out extremely fast.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, there's more demand for Wildlands than like any of our other stuff. And we were looking at it and like to restock all the packs for Wildlands that we think we should have through our standard restocking process, it would take like 4 restocks. And so that'd be
Yeah.
like spaced out over like a year's time, basically.
Or a year and a half or something like that.
Yeah, this will let us just do it all at once. So I think that's another upside to it, is we can get the entire Wildlands line in good stock in the store, and then just restock the things that sell out from there
An
as they need it.
paint scheme on trees. Woof. I don't know. Tyler will lose his mind.
That's oh man, I don't know about that.
But that's a really interesting, like,
We'd have to check.
yeah. Also, I kind of want to give something to people. I want to have a variety of things, but I think we want to have at least one thing we give to people so that we can test the stretch goal system. There's this cool baked-in stretch goal system in Game Found that Auto does. They've got a bunch of neat stuff. Wow, unlocking an alternate trees paint scheme is... Maybe if it wasn't for all the trees, maybe if it was one pack or something.
We could just do like winter conifers,
Yeah.
because
something.
people have asked that a lot. Like,
That'd be amazing.
conifers specifically are
Yeah.
in like Arctic environments,
Yeah.
so you could do like winter conifers or something.
That would be a neat... That's a really good idea. See, this is why we do this show. To steal all your ideas. It's great.
We're not promising anything because we have not done any numbers.
No, we're just riffing here.
Tyler is unaware of any of this.
Is he watching? Is he watching?
I have no idea.
safe?
No, he's not. He's got D&D tonight.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's something we can do. The only thing is, we can't do new tooling. If we do new
No.
tooling, it screws the whole thing up. So
Well,
we
it
can't.
just
We can't do
delays
that.
the whole...
Yeah.
Yeah. But a new paint job that's a really clever idea. I think, what else do we have? What else was coming fast? The spray paint next to hand. Chuck.
Would winter conifers be something you could do with just paint, or would that be a change in scope?
We'd have to just do it with paint because we can't add
I guess just do like a spray paint dusting over the top of it.
flocking.
Because I feel like to actually put the snow on it, you'd actually want to change the sculpt. I don't know. We'll see. Fall is like
Merge.
the clear, this is beautiful go-to option.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I mean,
why
that
that's
could
why
be
we
a-
did a painting video on
That
it.
could be a stretch goal. I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
But this is good. Wait, this is grist for the mill, right?
Something to think about.
Yeah, it was things that we don't want to change sculpts, but we got a couple of, the dice was another interesting one. I don't know if Die Hard could do another print run of those, the Horizon dice.
Would you be selling the same configurations and metals from Wildlands or selling in smaller component packs? It'd be mostly about the component packs.
We have a bunch of new, what
Mainly-
we had 10 new escarpment packs or something?
Mainly,
Remember that?
Tyler and I looked at the escarpment packs and we were like, we need to rework these to make more sense for the store. And so the escarpment line, it's basically the same. I think we actually might have cut it down by a pack, but it's about the same amount of packs. But we reworked a lot of the escarpments.
They're better.
Yeah. The general rule is when it comes to the large ones, both that large straight, that large convex, and the large concave, it's like, cool. Just make it so that there's just 2 packs of these. And they come with like some little small decorative
two in
bits.
each pack.
Yeah,
Sorry.
two each.
A pair in each pack, so you can just get lots of big beefy boys.
And then all the smaller pieces, the 1x3s are worked into the advanced builder, I think, is the only one that stayed the same. The basic builder got slightly adjusted to take the concave out and replaced it with another. It's basically 2 of the small convexes and 2 of the small straights
Yes.
in basic builder.
It
It makes a lot of sense, and we'll do a demo. We'll do a demo at some point.
When we get closer.
We think it makes a lot more sense. And
It's better. Yeah,
so
it's clean.
We'll do a demo at some point, but
Yeah.
not today.
Some fun bundles in there. Wow.
Signed pieces? Oh yeah, we could do.
Hard.
It's hard to do those in mass.
Well, then shipping is
Oh right, then we got to personally ship everything.
Also, it doesn't. You can't do signed pieces to everybody. It's too hard. Like
Do another run of the. Well, we stole a lot of the dice, huh?
yeah, I don't know. These are good. Like let's say just get a bunch of ideas and see what other.
Free copy of the Dwarvenaut for everybody that backs.
Ooh, the art of Wildlands.
T-shirts.
Other than having to make a book, it's a great idea.
Yeah, outside of doing the work, that sounds.
I love it.
Make a sculpted battle board of mountain floors.
Wow, we definitely can't do that. But yes, that would be awesome. But
Maybe
we
that's
can't.
maybe that's a down the line thing.
Well, I mean that's a massive mold. That's a time like they just.
That
if we
would-
make
that would
new
involve
molds, it
tooling, huh?
delays the whole thing. The goal
Yeah.
is this becomes a fast like we can rapid deliver this. Well, coins, Valorian coins for everybody.
Let's see. Give all Discord and forum regulars extra Dwarvenite. I don't know. We've kicked around things like a gift card and stuff like that. A lot of it, it's the mixture of like what can we actually do, and then what's interesting to people and what's not gonna make us lose money on it. So yeah.
Give all Discord and forum regulars extra Dwarvenite.
Still picking glitter wall dust off of a few of my battle mats. Never again.
Oof.
Yeah, those walls of force were a mistake.
They were fantastic. It was the glitter was.
They look phenomenal.
Yeah,
The glitter was
sculpt
supposed to be
was good.
inside the walls, and instead they put them on the outside
Well,
of
the
the walls.
casting when we did them, we cast them in clear with glitter in the resin, and it was awesome. And then in execution, the factory did not want to run glitter through their machines, so they
Why not?
put it on with like a gob of spit instead of glue, and it was.
They didn't want to wind up getting glitter on everything else they made for the next
turns out
10
instead
years.
they just shove it in the boxes full of glitter and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, you've never restocked the unpainted ones, which didn't have glitter. Got you there.
It still gets out. Anything else we need to say on this thing?
We'll probably
Game
talk a
found.
good amount more about it after the Pledge Manager launches.
Yeah.
Because then we'll be turning our focus more to it.
Our-
And like I said, this is literally a decision we made like last week. So we're still working out a lot of
Our
details.
dream goal is to have it live when we get to Gen Con. So
Yes.
go like live August 1st, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's all like everything, especially dates. It's all a moving target for us.
So
It's exciting though. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited to try Game Found Out and
yes.
just use a platform that's not Kickstarter because it is. Anyone here who's run a Kickstarter, you know it's just that back end is just abysmal.
Over time, it's just been getting worse to use.
Oh,
It's
it's just
not-
terrible.
it's
They
not
haven't
great.
done anything. They haven't updated anything. MySpace was easier to use.
I wish I could put a little custom picture on, not picture, a custom song on our Kickstarter page. People come to it.
Just like I said.
Do HTML
When
design.
your friends show
I'm gonna
up.
put
yeah.
Sans Undertale in the background of our campaign. What about a single wildland sculpt to terminate the roads to what? The only problem is
No
we
new
can't
sculpts.
do new sculpts.
Yeah, because then it
Can't
delays
do-
the whole.
can't
the
do
whole thing
anything
way.
that
And
requires
it comes out after Lowtown, because we've got all this Lowtown tooling that's queued up and.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's generally it. We're still working on a lot of things. But the basic goal is we're hoping that with that can then make all our wilderness stock in the web store super up to date and robust.
Yeah, can't wait.
And then if it goes really well, maybe that's how we do the dungeon reconfigs as well. Because that'll involve more new stuff actually, because there are new pieces with the dungeon reconfigs.
Walls,
so,
stair
yeah.
floors. New secret door.
Major Drama and Rabbit is taken off the top 8 for NPC Charles.
Wait, what?
We have a Tom tier. It's MySpace jokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, top 8. Remember that? Oh,
The top 8.
That was a big
I
deal.
distinctly remember. I remember being 14 and just the internal politics of who you put. Maybe I go up to top 16. I'm afraid of leaving these people out. Yeah. My first girlfriend got
Top 16.
mad if I ever didn't fill out any of the bulletins that were like, here's 50 facts about you and all that stuff. It's like, it means this if you answer this way and all that. Yeah, it was not great. It was really bad.
terrain tray art is a really good one. That's something we could do without
Don't need to do new molds for that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great.
would
That's
we
something
wanna-
that's doable. That could be.
What would we want to do that fits in with Wildlands that
I
we
don't
didn't
know.
do the
We don't
first
need to
time?
know, but it's an avenue. It's something to do. Yeah,
Yeah, what would we...
amazing.
We'll have to think about that, because, yeah, there's probably something. We just got to think of it.
Yeah.
Desert terrain tray. We got to save that for the desert campaign.
KS 42. All right, let's go. What's our next? What is our? Is there anything else we need on this before?
The only thing I had is to talk about Pledge Manager stuff, which I assume is basically
Yeah.
leaving this segment.
Should we do a giveaway early? Is this?
And then just
it's
go
like
full into
It's like a
Pledge
segue.
It's like 10 minutes early. Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? How does GameFound help
Segment.
stock the store? What if you don't order through GameFound and just wait for the store to be stocked? You can. That's the thing. You can. This helps because it gets us some more money up front to, as well as more outreach to potentially bring in people who aren't getting like our emails and everything. Like this is a chance for us to do outreach and like
Well, and the
campaigns and like pushing
quantity
people to the campaign.
Numbers, right? You don't want to order 500 sets of escarpments and not sell them. And turns out we pre-order, we sell 800 in the pre-order, and like, wow, we would never, those would have been gone. You can get them. So it lets people make sure they get what they want right up front, so we can actually get enough of everything, get an idea what the demand is.
Yes.
But you can just wait for the store.
Make sure that we don't under order things as well.
Yeah. But maybe we'll have a couple of fun little incentives in there that make it also exciting to be part of. And I don't know.
And for people who generally get nervous around restocks as well, it's like you can guarantee you'll get the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be faster.
Yes. Yeah, that's basically that.
Woo!
Okay, so going into...
What are we gonna give away?
Oh, yeah, the giveaway. What's the word?
I don't know. Should we have chat to give us a word? Is that gonna be? Has Chuck ever given us a word?
I think so in the past, yeah. He is here, though.
Glitter victim.
Pledge, glitter victim, restock, game found, outreach.
Glitter victim is
Glitter.
absolutely.
Glitter victim, all one
how
word?
do you?
All right,
How
hang
do you
on.
top that? Because anybody that's ordered the.
If you want a chance to win a $50 Dwarven Forge gift card, type in glitter victim, all one word.
Ooh,
This is
flag
a international giveaway. Does not matter where you live, as long as you have access to a computer. You can type in glitter victim in the chat. There it goes. If you had anything important to say that you put in chat before everybody started typing glitter victim, wait until people stop typing glitter victim and then type it again, because I cannot read anything happening right now. So yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
Moto destructo.
Moto destructo.
A glitter victim.
We've already got 70 people entered.
We made a lot of glitter victims with those.
Yeah, it was a really big mistake.
Yeah. And we keep doing.
We
it. That's the
permanently,
best part,
we permanently, didn't we like literally say when we reordered it, we're like, yeah, we'll get the glitter off, and then we didn't.
No. Yeah.
We just glitter bombed more people with the
Yeah.
restock.
I have more glitter.
We explicitly were just like, yeah, we'll make sure to get the glitter off, and then we didn't.
No.
Great.
Still everywhere. We've spread. Oh.
And the factory just went along with it.
Yeah.
They should know. They should know what they're doing
What's
to
really
people.
frustrating is it really looked. The original prototypes, it was really neat having glitter floating in the wall, and you could just sort of see it in there. It was just like, it was
And you do it
awesome.
like the elixir dice.
And then it was just like they lightly took a glue stick and then just slapped some glitter on the thing and chipped it. It was like, it was the best. Oh,
Good stuff.
yeah, it is. So, what do we do? We're talking about the Pledge Manager. Pledge Manager opens May 2nd. That's in like 2 weeks, right? It's 2 weeks
Just under
from
2
yesterday.
weeks. Just under, it's 13 days.
13 days. So Pledge Manager is going to open May 2nd. It's going to close June 2nd. So it'll be open for a month. We originally said we were going to try and have it open for like 6 weeks, but since we're opening it about 2 or 3 weeks later, then we thought it's still the same end time. So we need to get our order in and get we need to get production rolling.
Yeah, we don't want to
so
delay
we
it
get
too
you the
much.
stuff. So May 2nd through June 2nd, we got a bunch of new stuff cooking in there. Here's the best part. Well, it's not the best part. It's one of the many best parts. Letitia has built a page on the microsite that catalogs all of the changes. So it's going to be really easy to see what's new and what's there. They're all in one place. Easy to understand.
Let me check that real quick because I think
Is
there's
that
already
live?
some. I
I
think there's
think
already
it
some
was
stuff
developed.
on there.
Is
I'm gonna go check real quick. I know
Yeah.
she put some things on there. I'm not sure if it's a live page or if it is.
Well, Tyler said, "Man, this is the clearest I don't know example of what do you say? It's easy to understand all the things that are new. Other important things to note: we're taking late pledges. So
I guess it's not live.
I don't know
yet.
how yet, but
It's not live yet.
Yeah.
But it will be.
In anticipation. Wait, did we even talk about? We've started putting the videos up. Did we even mention that?
Oh yeah, we did not. There were people
missed it.
in chat who said that they liked the video though. Yeah, we're basically just gonna be trickling out the videos as they get ready. Every couple days, we're going to drop a video, just so that it's not just a flood of like, oh god, there's 4 hours of stuff to
Yep.
watch.
I mean, you can wait
immediately.
and watch it all when the Pledge Manager goes live if you want, or you can trickle it out. Yeah.
The goal with these, we've got like 8 videos that we're working on by launch. The first one went up today. There's another one. The Riverside Mill walkthrough is going up on Friday, and then we'll be releasing more stuff throughout the next week as it gets ready.
Double highs.
double
ground
highs.
Cover.
Basically, the idea is there's some stuff that we just didn't have ready in time to really prep by the time the campaign launched.
Lordle.
Yeah. So, So we're working on getting all that kind of filled in. We're still getting a lot of questions about how a lot of the urban elevation works, what the spacers do, stuff like that. So they're all targeted around that. It's like 4 new hands-on videos: urban elevation, ground cover, which is the terrain trays and the sculpted tiles, the floordal and double high building, and then
And 2 walkthroughs.
walkthroughs for the 2 things, and then a compatibility video for non-city environments, because we did the city compatibility. Now we're doing a non-city, and then like a how to use the Pledge Manager video, and we'll shout them out in the update that goes out at the end of the month.
Yes.
Um,
We'll tell people everything that's to come.
yes.
Get them hyped up for the Pledge Manager. Let them know what's coming. Speaking of getting hyped up for the Pledge Manager, we're going to do next week. We will walk through kind of the new sets, the new changes, the new whatnot. So we'll do next week's episode. We'll be focusing on that. Today we'll show you some of the new bits we have, and we do have one question. So Chris put it up in Discord. We revised a couple of sets. The big one though was we kind of overhauled we fully overhauled the fieldstone narrow walls and floors, how those packs work. So previously there was not a Grand Promenade in fieldstone, so we've made that. We broke up the narrow floors pack, made a Grand Promenade pack, so it's 2 2x4s and 4 banister corner posts. It basically mirrors the one in wood, and then we took the 2x4s out of the narrow walls and floors pack, so it's much more like the wood one, except this one has a few more walls because it was really hard to get the narrow fieldstone walls, right? There were a lot of narrow wood walls in Lowtown. They were in the dangle room pack and the diagonal room pack and bay window pack. They were kind of peppered around a bunch of packs, so it was kind of hard not to have some narrow bits. Fieldstone ones didn't appear anywhere else, so there's a few extras in there. The question is, and I don't have the compositions in front of me, and it's been a couple of weeks. So
They are posted in the Discord, actually, in Lowtown Info.
Yeah.
Tyler posted like little Excel screenshots of the breakdowns as well as photos of them next to each other.
Maybe do we have a link? Oh, you can't just link to it.
If you go to the Discord, it's
Yeah.
in the hashtag #LowTownInfo
So
channel.
the question is that, you know, do you think it's going to upset anybody because they're not in any of the existing districts or landmarks. They will be in Wharf Watch, but the price went up on the walls one.
It's like a couple dollars, though.
It has a bunch more walls. No, it's like $20 or something. It's like a
Oh.
lot of walls, and
I think of the other one.
they're better packs. They make more sense. They work better with each other in the ratios. They mirror the wood. Like they're the packs that we need to make ultimately. So hopefully it doesn't freak anybody out if you had them in your cart and now it's $10, $20 more or whatever the heck, or something has changed. So that was the only one that like might freak people out a little bit.
New configs seem better, but at some point those balcony corner posts will become undesirable since you get so many with 2x4 floors. Is it like the Grand
Yeah.
Promenade pack?
Yeah, I use those things all the time. I think they're like, I feel like you're probably going to need more than you think you will, but also if you don't need them, it's these little guys. You want to go to the
Yes.
talking about?
Oh god, I haven't done this in so long. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
These little,
It's that floral right there. That's
these guys, where are they?
Those end up being
I love
super, like having a bunch of them
Yeah.
actually winds up being super useful in all situations.
can
If
use
you
them
ever do,
Inside,
if you ever do large interiors, putting those
Yeah.
in the holes in the middle to go like, oh, here's support beams in the,
Yeah,
they
you
usually
can-
actually wind up being very usul to have a lot.
you could put them down in like the, you know, as these are holding up. Doesn't work quite as well when you have the illusion of a second story like this, but you can put them down in your build as like.
They're also
pillars.
they're very good ways to provide support underneath second stories as well.
Yeah, they look cool. They're great on any sort of exposed thing with a
Yeah.
roof. And I don't know.
I am going to roll the giveaway in a couple minutes. If you haven't typed Glitter Victim yet, go ahead and do it. If you have typed Glitter Victim already, don't worry. A lot of people have entered, so I think most of you have. But if somebody just got here, we're giving away a $50 gift card. Glitter Victim is the word.
There we go. So anyway, that's a question.
Test how many it takes to support a human being.
Is there going to be a riot? No. How many of these to support a human?
Those ones don't work very
Really?
well because they are handmade resin prototypes. Dwarvenite ones will work better, but still probably not great.
Woo!
Still probably won't hold up a person. Love Lowtown vibes? Yeah, we really like nailed this aesthetic, I think. And then Hightown will do it again with a completely different aesthetic.
He's through.
The casual Glitter Victim made me
Oh,
chuckle.
Hightown's gonna be awesome. All right, so that was the question on reconfig. Let's look at new bits.
Yeah. You want to look at like all the new pieces, basically?
Yeah.
All right.
And I kind of put this build in the middle of things, but
I can adjust.
so we have we're gonna start with a small space.
You want to just do it here?
Yeah. Okay. So we got Toby resculpted the half spacer. We found this was the old fieldstone half spacer. Here's new one because it wants to look like the wall. So I don't know. Somebody on this, was it Omar? I think somebody was saying in one of these things, hey, if you're gonna remaster the stone floors, fieldstone floors,
We got to remaster the spacers too. Yeah.
we had to remaster the floors. Anyway, I said, hey, can you make the sides match the walls a little more? Because right now it's a little willy-nilly. Like they don't look at all like the walls. So we are in the midst of. We can't wait to show them. We're in the midst of adjusting the sides. We have to remaster these floors anyway. So what the heck? Go in and adjust the sides. We got to put biscuit holes anyway. And then the stones will work around the biscuit holes. Look more real. So anyway, so the spacers, the little half spacer needed to look more like the walls. Anyway, so we resculpted that guy. Also, by popular demand, full spacer. And this is it doesn't have the biscuit holes yet. So it's going to have a pair of biscuit holes, which will go all the way through the thing, because it was too thin. It would be like a normal biscuit hole would be like 2 millimeters shy of going all the way through, and it was just not enough. It wasn't going to sustain anything. So This is going to have a pair of biscuit holes going all the way through, so it's going to give you a lot of fun building options when you use it, because you can attach balconies, you can attach scaffolding, you can attach biscuit dressing, right? If this had thing, you can have biscuit hole fillers on there, whatnot. And if you're annoyed by the holes, you can use the you can use a pair of half spacers together, because they will not have holes. Yay! So we got a new full spacer. We got the half spacers. I think we had the half spacers before. I can't remember.
We had the half spacer before for the mezzanine pack.
Yeah. We have not quite finished yet and not fitting in the floors yet, but we have the field stone. What is this? The floor insert, and of course it doesn't fit in the floor yet, because these floors. One of the problems with the original floors is the 1x2 floor is not actually 1x2, the hole, so it doesn't actually fit in there. But here's the fun part. Look on the other thing. Boom, boom, boom. We have a little drain on the back side there. So we have some problems with the texture on this thing, but the stone. But we get there. Look at that. It's fun. So you can put a drain in your basement, or in your dungeon, or in your cellar, or whatever.
Does that change the prices? Is what Mark's wondering. I think for the spacer.
No. We knew the holes were going to be in there, or we assumed. We priced it in with the holes. So it was good. Yeah. So the drain is a nice. I mean, we're making this double-sided anyway, so I was like, we got to do something to give it a little piece of flavor.
Yeah, because there's no plain wood and parquet situation going on with the. Because like with the wood, that's the difference, is plain wood or parquet.
It's so frustrating that this won't fit in the floor. Like, I just want to.
That's why we're redoing the floors.
I just want to put it in to make a thing, and it's just wrong. Bad.
Could use the spacer as a freestanding low wall.
Yes, you can. So you can put you can do a little. You can always use it like a railing. Oh, is it gonna fit? Ooh, questionable. Boy, help if I'm on camera.
These prototypes, keep in mind, everything you're looking at are handmade prototypes. They do not have the factory precision that the final product will have. So they will slide in a lot more comfortably once each of these pieces is made with factory precision, and not us hand pouring and hand chiseling everything.
Hey, I tell you what, though, these are light years better than the original cities prototypes. We didn't even have peg holes. We had to hold stuff together with museum wax, and it was just an absolute disaster. Man. Note there's a distinct lack of hands-on videos in that campaign.
Stone full spacer, same design as the wood one? Are we putting biscuit holes in the original stone spacer?
Yeah, that's getting This is going to get remastered, and we'll probably adjust the stones to accommodate the holes. So yes. So if you've got the original, this is the original factory finished stone spacer back from the castle days. This will be a collector's item now. No, you'll have options. We'll have new ones. It'll be exciting. Other new bits we have some of the rugs in the works, but the prints are terrible. So I kind of don't want to show them because it doesn't do them justice. Like, just to show you an example, I don't even know how to see. Like, this is the Red Griffin printed on the actual felt. You can see a nice Christmas. This is like Great Beast printed on this bad fabric. It just looks like a blur.
All right, I'm gonna run this giveaway real quick.
Yeah, give it away.
Give it away now. Susalam. Hey.
Susalam.
Long time watcher.
So rugs, hopefully we can show like on good fabric soon, so you can see the crisp detail. Like, it's murder. I could show the Griffin side by side, but I didn't bring it over here. You ready for some fun bits? We got
yeah.
Yeah, always ready, right? We got some fun Phantasmal filter options cooking. We have the dank water. I don't know what you call it. You even see it?
Dank water.
Look at that.
You can kind of see it in there.
Dank water in the pool here. Whoop. We got Pool o' Blood. Might need a.
We kept trying to think of what covers can we use for the hole in the middle of the tavern.
I mean, who here? Raise your hand if you're not going to use Pool of Blood. I mean.
Well, because that's the thing. Like, those filters are gonna have the right shape to be used with some of the older
Oh yeah.
stuff as well.
Oh yeah, with everything you're gonna be able to put it in
you can
the
put that in
Fey
your
Wellspring.
you can put that in your Oracle pool.
Your Oblivion Nexus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you put it under your. You got Pool of Blood. Pool, right? It's. I mean, give me. Yeah, Pool of Blood. And then we have the Thaumaturge's Circle. Look at that guy.
That's the kind.
You can't have a cult without a Pool of Blood. Now you. Yeah.
That's the kind of thing too. Like that one specifically works extremely well with like very specific like custom programmed like things to light up in the right area.
Funny you should say that.
Oh, do we have one?
Miles the Artificer.
No way.
What are the chances?
Paul
Miles,
wants a pool of beer.
fair. All right. You know, can you kill
Always.
number?
Oh, not all of it?
Maybe that's a little aggressive. Just 10, 11, and 9, I think it was.
I mean, that's darker.
It helps, yeah. All right, so
I mean, they're gonna see these lights are very strong.
let's see if I can get this in here. Wait, I got stuff. All right. Ugh. I hope it's still lined up. We still have prototype fitting issues, but you can imagine. Okay, which one is kick giving the kick? It is this guy, which is, you know what, I can do the old-fashioned one.
They're gonna be able to see it.
All right.
It's all right.
All right, so this is Miles putting this together. It is a little, wow, no, a little permanent. So you're like you come across it just like pulsing, doing whatever, and then you hit the. It's a 3-button. Doesn't even have a graphic yet, right? So 3-button mode. So first button gives you sort of activating the, and now it will pulse and sort of cycle through, boom, 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 boom. And then you can do something awry, like kind of disrupt whatever's going on, and it goes into erratic mode. Things are terrible. What's going on? Or else it kind of like ups the tension, whatever. You can, if you hit sort of the fail state mode again, it deactivates. Like, oh no, the magic is gone, or you disrupted the ritual, or whatever. Oof, shut it off. Let's go back into on mode, and then this is the best one. If you complete the ritual, or the bad guy completes the ritual, or whatever, you put solve the puzzle, put the thing on, then boom, it goes to reward mode, which is boom.
That's really cool.
Isn't that awesome? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, Miles is the best. Just jamming out magic. So that should be a pretty neat thing. And here's what's extra neat. I'm gonna fire that one off again because I love when those little white lights go on in that fan paint. You're like, whoa, yes, we've done this, victory. We're gonna lean on this light puck in Hightown in a big way. We got a couple of things are brewing.
I think it was the initial. That was like the initial thing when Lowtown and Hightown were one Kickstarter before. We were just like, yeah, all the cool light puck stuff's gonna go into Hightown.
Yep.
And then we cut Hightown.
What was the other neat one that was in there? We can also just, if you put other random programs, does this give us anything interesting?
It's kind of cool that it just changes the color. Like you still get all the shapes, but it changes the color.
Yeah.
Does Hightown have more magic vibe? I think we've been planning on doing like a mage. We planned on doing like a mages guild.
Sacred space, a wizard space. We got infected water.
Lightpuck can be upgraded with new program. Yeah, at any time we can like basically upload.
So
if you have like the Dwarven Forge folder,
we're gonna put these up, and so you can download them. So we're gonna have some programs for the new filters to give you some options.
Yeah. I think we can. I mean, we can upload these like before fulfillment starts because all we got to do is just like upload them when they're ready. So yeah, you can constantly and like you guys can also like make your own shows and like share them with each other and stuff like that. It's a pretty open platform. Yeah.
It's so fun.
Best use of the light puck I've seen so far. Very thought out. Miles did that in like a day, I think.
And we're getting better and better. Now that, wait till Hightown is gonna blow your socks off if you haven't. Oh, that's for Dragos's disco there. That's a good one.
Can the filters be available now? They'll be in the Pledge Manager.
Yeah, they're going in the Pledge Manager. Ooh, what's Pool Lightning do? Let's see if this.
Oh, Finley used the light puck for the first time a week ago.
Woo!
Created an elemental segment program that lit up and... Oh, you made your own program.
Of course.
If anybody would figure out how to make their own program, it'd be
Zero
Finley.
shock and surprise.
Need to tinker around with the light puck at some point. It's a time investment. I understand why not everybody does it, but if you're the kind of person who is savvy with that stuff and you want to put the time in, you can do some really cool stuff with it.
And like, there's a lot of potential. We haven't even scratched all the sources.
It takes a little bit of time to get used to the system too. So it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but there's going to be people who do some really cool stuff.
Oh,
with
and
it.
here's the other thing. Oh, where's the top of it? You want to put the other thing that looks really neat is if you put. Where's the cool thing? Put this thing. Did I put this over or under? I put it under. You can put your Pool O Blood on top of. That's the jam.
Diffuses it a bit more.
Blood. Yeah. Dragos' blood pool.
Yeah, we've been asking Baconics to look into the connection issue some people are having and try to figure out what's going on with that. The main thing is genuinely just like, yeah, some people have been struggling. I don't know if it has to do with like particular chip architecture or something on people's phones. Yeah, like we've been asking them to like look on it and work on it. I think the reality is when you're trying to like make an app that works with a bunch of different kinds of software, it can get tricky, or different kinds of hardware, it can get tricky.
Well, it's frustrating too on our end because we don't have any control. Like,
we can't do that much about it. Like, we're not the programmers of it, so like best we can do is like connect with Baconics and like say like, hey, this thing's happening, can you like look into it? Because we don't really have the knowledge or expertise ourselves.
Yeah. We got three. So we got three Phantasmal filters. We're excited to demo those all out. We got, what are we still missing? We don't have. I want to show the rugs, but we're gonna need better prints on that. We got the spacers. We got the new packs. We'll talk about this next week. We don't have the new remastered floors just yet. Here's the other one. It was the dank water. I don't know. We need a name for it. What do we call it?
I'm fine with dank water. Hot dog water.
Hot dog water.
Yeah.
The dirty water dogs.
Dog water.
And wait for
the dog water is one of the
for Hightown. We
greatest
got some
film
fun
trilogies of all time.
Dog water. Nice. Damn water.
And again, it's genuinely harder to get this stuff to read on camera than it is to the human eye, just because the difference between camera sensors and people's eyes.
And what we were looking for was ones that would look neat. You know, you could put in the floor without any light, and then if you throw a light, it gets extra spicy.
Well, if every time Nature's on the light puck, he's mesmerized for about 30 minutes with it. Yeah, he just starts playing.
There's a reason I was a VJ for years. I am hypnotized by moving, colorful patterns. It is, yeah. Is this a bad thing?
We should have you. Oh no. For the sci-fi campaign video. Your space persona should just be your VJ.
That'd be
get
amazing.
up.
VJ
That'd be
full
incredible.
Stealth. Yeah. I have my backpack somewhere.
You could be a space pirate. That could be your thing.
I could definitely be a wonderful flamboyant space pirate.
You would make an incredible space pirate in that getup. Yeah. Like we have to.
It's
So we're getting filters in the Pledge Manager? Yeah, the filters are in the Pledge Manager. Yeah. Yeah, no, these are going in the Pledge Manager. We're gonna do more cool stuff with the puck in Hightown. But we needed stuff for Lowtown, so these ones that he's showing you right now is stuff that we just got made to put in the Lowtown Pledge Manager.
Yes. We're also thinking about Hightown. We're like, this guy, Janet and Letitia churned out I don't know, 16 designs or something. Toby and Miles put together some templates of interesting things. Like this came from a Toby template. We have a really neat Miles template. We have a bunch of there. We're gonna go bonkers in Hightown because we can actually justify it in the center of a temple and in the Mages Guild. Like there'll be some. Not that you can't really justify it in your tavern, but
Prices?
it'll be even more.
The prices are pretty cheap.
The Phantasmal Filter packs will be, I don't know, like under $20 or something. I don't remember what.
Yeah, and you get a good amount. What are our filter prices on the other ones? Let's see.
I don't know.
The Eldritch Energies pack, which comes with 3 round ones and 3 rectangle ones, is 18. So yeah,
Wow,
it's
that's
gonna be an affordable pack.
Yeah.
These
we don't
things
know,
are
we haven't figured out what the water current things are yet.
yeah these things are not dwarvenite, so it's
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
pretty sick.
Also, they're just fun to get with. I mean, there's just a lot of. You can use them with all sorts of. Right, you have these. We have the what were these? The overlays from. I don't know. I mix and match this stuff all the time. Like I'll put the different layer up, different overlays, put them under the topper, do.
Makes the Flortal worth it for real. The Flortal can do a lot. I mean, the
Wait
video
till
we're
you see
shooting
this
tomorrow.
video that we haven't shot yet. It's gonna.
Yeah, the Flortal
gonna get
does
you fired up.
This use case. I mean, this is the thing that convinced us to make the thing, but there's actually like a lot of stuff you can do with the
It's
Flortal.
like these curved balconies.
Yeah, that balcony up
Chris
there
did
is
a reverse
Flortal.
balcony. Yesterday that had them going from 2x4. Turn the lights back on. So,
Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah, no, the Flortal is intensely flexible. We can do a lot of very good stuff. Flortal did your taxes. Yeah. Flortal stopped the orphanage from burning down. Chuck apparently spent the last half hour writing lyrics for Glitter Victim.
Oh, is he gonna sing them?
He kind of did.
Do we have a way people can dial in and we can?
Yes.
We can have. Really?
Yeah, we don't do it because it's a risky thing to do. But
Not with
there is
not with our
explicitly
community.
there's explicitly a guest star thing that they added to Twitch a bit ago where we can have people call in.
Oh my god.
I would want to set up a specific overlay and like scene for it, but I mean yes. There's a way you can do that, and you can like make a. It's an ordeal to do it, but like,
Okay.
it would be a cool
So
thing
you
to
mean
do.
we can't
every
just
now
do it
and
on a whim and have Chuck sing "Glitter Victim"?
It would be a little.
on the-
It would be a little messy, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then we could also use the Discord audio channel. I'd have to loop through desktop audio. I'm not prepped for it right now.
Yes.
Is the main thing.
You're not ready for the Glitter Victim. The world's
Yeah.
not ready for the Glitter Victim.
I would
Yeah.
need to do some prep that I have not done currently.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is something to look forward to in the future. Is the what's the Glitter Victim?
Oh man, it's a ways up there now.
Okay.
I don't know which. It was set to an actual song, but I cannot remember what the song was.
And a guest mute button for
Yeah.
sure.
Can you post it in Discord? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, let's see. Berlin Pleasure Victim.
I do not know this song.
I don't know that song either.
Who is
Guest star is doable, just a pain. That's the thing. Yeah,
Matt would
Matt. That's why I didn't use it. I was debating using it for Lowtown, and I looked at it. I'm like, I feel like I would rather just have people call in through Discord or Zoom the way.
I
that we
mean, you
usually
were
do.
running on no sleep
There was also
days
that.
on days. Like it was just the last thing we wanted.
It's got like
Throw in the
it's-
mix. It's like
guest star
yeah.
is a cool thing if you've got the staff to handle doing it.
No.
We don't really have a lot of staff for these streams, so
You
it's a
mean
little
you and
hard.
I is not not an army?
And I also like it's a situation where you would want to have like a split, like you would want to have like a split like somebody who could be like in the waiting room with the guests to like make sure their stuff's working, and then you would want to be running like more of a.
It's a whole thing.
If I had like an actual booth, that'd be
Yeah.
one thing. I don't, and the
Did
chance of crossover audio and stuff.
Yep.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
There is a lot.
I looked into it. It's a cool thing. I don't think we actually have the equipment to do it very well. Yeah.
So sorry, Chuck. It's gonna have to.
I'm sorry, Chuck. You can't sing tonight.
Not tonight, Chuck. Not tonight.
Not tonight.
It's not your night. You could make a recording and we could play it next week.
Okay, Chuck posted it in Discord, so that's the important thing.
That's we all benefit from that. What else do we need to show? Were there other outstanding pieces?
We talked about the spacers. We talked about the floors. We talked about the filters. We went over the new compositions.
We shot.
There went your left ear again.
Shot photos of the completionist. I think we showed it the last one, or one of the ones in the works.
I don't know if
A
she's
lot
been
of
setting
stuff.
those. I don't know if she's been setting those live or not.
No,
but
I don't think they're live yet.
Okay,
But
cool.
it's like
it's a lot.
two 4x4 tables.
The picture
and
is very funny.
It is really hilarious.
Not sure if we've missed a cultural phenomenon or a bullet.
I think it could be a combination of the two. What else? What else we do? Is there anything we are missing?
I guess we could talk a little bit about.
Do we have other questions for?
Does anybody else have any questions? Any things that we missed?
Yeah, is there anything we didn't show? Do you know how spacers work? Do we know how?
Are you gonna make a completionist build at some point? No, it's too much to handle. I mean, maybe.
Maybe Toby wants to thing.
Well, it's weird because I mean, do you?
You see what you could build. It's a
Because they're
fun
not
challenge.
necessarily.
It'd be a fun challenge of like, hey, here's a bucket of pieces.
Hello?
Siri thinks I'm talking. I don't want to say it.
Did you say something
I
that
don't know.
sounded like Siri?
Stop trolling my phone. No, I
Siri,
didn't-
purchase Goofy movie on
Two.
Blu-ray.
The express. What's the extreme?
It's called an extremely goofy movie, and it's potentially better than the first. They're both extremely good. It's a real Shrek situation. It's a real Shrek 2 situation going on.
What were we just talking? Oh, building something a completionist. I don't know. Maybe you entirely get bored one night.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of pieces, but it would be a fun challenge. It's a puzzle of like.
It's also
hey,
it's
can
just
this
not
turn into a
entirely.
thing? Yeah.
It's not entirely made to work that way, just because of the nature. Like, if you get A, B, and C to get A, B, C, and then one of the roof packs together, you can make any district, but not at the same time. So there'd be a lot left over. Most likely,
You could make
it's
something big and cool.
You could make something very big. I'm extremely curious what it would look like and how much table space that would take up.
I mean, it sounds like you're not the only one curious about that.
I
That
don't
would be
know.
that's even more interesting than just doing A or B or C. Like do the triple, do the full completionist with the roofs. See what you can make.
You'd have to pull all those pieces.
Part
You'd
of
have
it
to
is
wait.
also we need to lock the
Yes.
composition on
It would have
on number 3, completion C, right? Is that the outstanding one?
yes, because C is the one that is
Well, it's
dependent on the
contingent
specialty
on Wharf
pieces.
Watch.
Yes.
And yeah. Which
Once we
is,
know exactly what Wharf Watch is, we can finish completionist C.
you know,
Here's the thing: if we do a completionist build, it's gonna have to wait until after Pledge Manager launches because we need to be
it'd
done.
be mid pledge manager shenanigans.
Because it would need
Mid
to.
shenanigans.
We need those pieces for other things right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Hard enough that money
ABC
without
is
knowing
my
what it would
pledge.
be.
Love to see it. Yeah.
Please, it's the pledge that is supposed to be for the people who are just like, I just want everything. It's so hard to. Oh no! How did the scale of this Kickstarter get so out of hand?
Yeah, always.
Are there even that many prototypes? I don't even know if we actually there are enough.
Well, because we lay them all out on the table, like not
I guess
all
there.
at
I guess there
once,
would have to be.
but I don't think there's crossover. I think it's doable. It's a fun stunt.
I'm losing my mind. Does the Regal Rowan fit in the floor door? That's
Oh,
a
wait, wow,
good question. Can you grab the Regal Rowan?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Beautiful, thank you. ABC Roos is my pledge. I would love to see it. Oh, it's just so much. It's just so much.
Yeah. Oh, you know what we could do?
It fits inside it, yeah.
You can put the ground. The
We
dirt,
can make it.
It's got a dirt patch that comes.
We can
with
make it an arboretum. Is that the word? Arboretum.
I think it's arboreum.
Arboreum.
Eli would know.
He would.
He built one, I'm sure.
Yeah, so you could actually, you could 100% have just like a special tree. Because I bet like a lot of the,
It'd be really cool.
I bet you could fit stump lumps in there too then and even put some of the other trees
I don't know.
sticking up out of it.
Well, this is something we have to show them too. Well, that's a good idea. It's
Yeah,
really
we
neat.
could literally add that to the video.
It's awesome. I
I'll
love
make
the
a note
cauldron
real
tree.
quick.
I will answer your questions, 3.
Trees.
For I am the wise old cauldron
Yes, you could
tree.
absolutely. A pub that's built around like a special
Yeah.
tree.
I've definitely
Yeah.
seen that before. Or it could be like an outdoor. This could be like an outdoor.
Is it
seating
arboretum? Was I
for a
right? Was I right the first
thing.
time? Is it really arboretum?
Whoa.
That'd be awesome through a tree fort. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Hmm.
Nice, I was right.
Sounds wrong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm getting mixed answers.
Dumb plum.
I don't like this. Library with a tree in the middle. It's the tree of knowledge.
Ooh.
Pay me, wizards. I'm creating gold for you.
Oh, wait, no, the Lorax speaks for the tree.
Make that module. Let's see. What else we got here? Need to know what all 4 build into. We were never.
that fun game
Here's
of,
the
like, what
man.
can we stick in the
This
thing?
wasn't supposed to be a closed. The design of the Kickstarter just wasn't supposed to be built around a completionist was not supposed to be feasible with the structure of this Kickstarter. It just wasn't, and so it's been very. Oh man, because it's all just it all goes together in so many ways.
I got the stump lumps, but I didn't get any toppers. I know that's the next thing you're gonna say. Well,
It's just it was not the intended design.
well this.
Nah, the roots are too long.
But this guy with a large, original Dread Hollow large stump lump.
So you could put any large tree on top of that.
Yeah.
You could put the willow on
And
there.
it's really centered.
You put the willow on there. That'd fill like most of it. That's too wide.
Swampy, large swampy does not fit. I didn't grab large mountain because I know that one won't fit.
Yeah. Ask Nate, is there any
Small.
glitter for the tree? Does that fit?
Yeah.
Oh, baby. So
It's off center, but it
you can
fits.
get both a large and a small tree in there. It seems.
Oh yeah, well
So that's good. We got at least
there's
one
gonna be
option
a
of
couple
each.
of ways. Swamp small fits and gets you almost centered, and then original Dread Hollow small stump lump fits in there like a champ.
So there's a couple op. Yeah, that's actually very good.
Yeah, so you've got some ways and some means, but that's exciting.
Yeah, that's a compatibility case we hadn't thought of.
Yeah, definitely go in the video.
What
tomorrow.
about a Titan's Tooth? Definitely not. Titan's Tooth is way too big.
Who said that?
Big Jim.
Of course.
We need a door on that floor. Here's the thing. Somebody's going to figure out how to stand the floor on its side and have a vertical portal in their build. Somebody's going to figure that out.
Or they could wait for the Hightown Mages Guild.
Okay, or we can drop that bean. All right. Let's see.
There. What else can we fit? What other
Can you see with a large LED crystal? Ooh, the freestanding one, right? The Epic Elements, like large freestanding. It's an Epic Elements, right?
Yeah.
The big freestanding. I've been looking at that baby for a while.
Yeah, I don't know where the heart shard is. I know where the base is.
I think the crystals are basically just in a big bucket. Floral portal lid. You can put the Archaean Dais on top of it to cover it if you want. It's a bit of an interesting aesthetic because you're going from like wood into the stonework of the runes, but it works, you know. Water in the floor with the partially submerged lizards having a bath in there. That'd be very good. Vertical puck is serious lighthouse bait. Not currently planned for lighthouse, just Mages Guild. Having a big... I mean, you know, mages make portals. They do that. Wife made ham and beans for dinner. That just sounds classic. Floral is magnetized, sideways terrain tray. You could do that. Hot tub floral. Find a way to pipe the fogger in there. He's having a time over there. He might just be looking for a bunch of random pieces to throw in. Thinking more about the planar pylon from Wildlands. Oh, you're thinking about the planar pylon. That's much more understandable. That'll definitely fit. That absolutely fits.
I don't know where the heart shard. I know where the base is.
So I was wrong. He was like, oh, that actually.
From Caverns Deep, and then it could, but I don't know where the.
You could put that on
Dark
top
Crystal
of
is.
one of the filters.
Yeah, it would look awesome.
Yeah.
How about
So he was actually talking about the
blood
planar pylon, apparently. Which, yes, that'll definitely fit inside there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, because that's got a smaller base than that crystal does, honestly.
Where the heck did I put the blood? Oh, the blood's underneath. Blood
Yeah.
for the blood god.
Blood for the blood god. Somebody has to teach their bird to say that.
My kids are running around saying it. It's really funny.
Yeah. You got your kids into Warhammer. In
Well,
this day and age.
there was a like action RPG video game called something that
They have a lot of video
the
games, and they're
NPCs
apparently good. I've had
scream blood for the blood god, and they thought it was really funny.
I've had a couple of the games installed for a while, and I've just been too intimidated to actually start. Just because I know they're just as big and intimidating as the actual war game.
I'm so excited. I almost have 20 models painted.
The Rowan would work on the Rowan would work on top of the puck too. It has the least obscuring footprint. Interesting. Here's the thing: we can't possibly do every single combination. No. There's just way too much out there. But we want to try and like show a little variety of it to get people's brains going.
All right, let me go find a planar pylon.
Dwarf Fortress. Oh yeah, I'm well aware of Dwarf Fortress. I've been wanting to get into it.
You've been wanting to get into everything. You're like a lover of games.
I genuinely want to.
You love
play
every game.
I have a list of every game that I consider to be significant in any way, and I am trying to work my way through all of them. There's a lot. It's a lot. Can you guys make one for the light puck to look like it descends down, like the infinity mirror? We can't really do that with the light puck. The way the light, like to do like an infinity mirror effect, you actually need like a reflective surface. So the light puck can't really. Because the light puck has evenly spaced LEDs at the top. It can't really do an infinity mirror effect.
Yeah. Well, it also needs
like on
a
a disco.
reflective.
It's like on a disco dance floor.
It needs a reflective sheet over it to do the infinity mirror thing.
Reliquary hero pieces inside the floral? Oh no.
Okay, abort.
You could. The dwarf statue could actually look really good in there.
They would all look cool in there. Because it's neat.
I feel like the elven one would be a little weird. Phoenix, dude, the phoenix like coming up out of the yeah.
You build. I mean, here's the thing. You can kind of make a case for any of them as like a centerpiece in a bar or whatever. It's like it's a really neat. You know, particularly with a light puck under there, it makes it a really neat centerpiece. Like it's just a place you can display anything you want in there. Put this little crystal. Where is the? Oh, I'll get one. Which one? If I was gonna get one, what's the crowd pleaser?
I would say Eldritch Dwarven or Elemental.
That was all of them.
That looks green screen, but I know it's not. Yeah, it's very funny. I mean, he's gone at this point. He's gonna grab what he's gonna grab. He'll probably wind up doing all three. He's in play mode, so we're here for the next 20 minutes.
All right.
This is what we're doing for the rest of the night.
Hey.
Make a 2-story building with the floral on the second floor and the dwarf hero standing through it.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be kind of cool. You've got it on like a plinth up. Oh, because you could have the floral around it. It could be like they built this around the statue as
it
they're
was
like
here and they built this building.
or they're doing like a restoration project, so they've got the floral up there so they can like move around it and like restore the statue. Yeah. Or it's like scaffolding as they are carving the statue out. You can use the scaffolding for that actually. Man, I want to make that. Oh.
Well, let's have this guy go red.
I think the main thing is you would want to have some sort of platform for it to be standing on. Not sure what that would be, but he got all of them. He got all 5 of them.
I could not.
Like the Lowtown themed LBS frames, by the way. Thank you. Did Letitia or Janet make them? It's been a while. I think it was Letitia.
I think it was Letitia.
We're basically going to use them until the pledge manager's over, and then we'll switch back to our standard frames. And then probably change to sci-fi not long after that. We'll see. I don't know.
It's going to be long after that. I think realistically, Fair. I was overly ambitious. Well, based on all the actual bookkeeping projects we need to do, like for the website and
Maybe we'll change back to the Wildlands frames for a bit.
whatever for the between that, the board game, actual Lowtown production, and keeping Hightown pushing forward, I think it's going to take longer than I think.
Howling Devil in the Pool of Blood would look awesome.
Oh, it would. You
There's too many.
Everything looks good, okay?
We
Everything
can't
looks good.
We can't do all of it. We need a generic plinth for the hero pieces. I guess we could use like the charging base as a little stand for them.
Yeah. That's pretty neat. Basically, it makes anything that you can. It's a perfect MacGuffin platform, right? You can put
It's a great
anything you
museum.
want in there.
Yeah, some of them might be better without the light puck underneath, but like you can
Yes.
basically make it any kind of
But you
any
you could have it sitting like the tree was down in the dirt.
anything that belongs in a museum. Nice.
With that, and then
Wah wah wee wah. You get that? You guys like Borat? Any Borat fans in the house?
Borat.
Sorry. Boratatouille.
He pretends to be a rat and talks to people. You didn't think a rat could talk, did you? You're just a dude. You're just dressed in a rat costume. It writes itself.
My rat.
My rat is nice. My rat whiskers.
I named a lot of my
That's cool.
I named a lot of my Dwarven Forge dwarves in my first fort with people I know. Or Dwarf Fortress dwarves in my first fort with people I know. I made Nate the leader. Chris, you're still alive, managing the fort. Nate went mad when he couldn't make what he wanted to, though, and he died. Do you know Dwarf Fortress?
I know.
Dwarf Fortress is a game that's been around for like 20 years at this point, and when it started, it is the deepest simulation engine anybody's like made.
Really?
So it was very early on. Is literally just represented with like a grid where like there's no sprites of anything. It's all just letters. So like literally instead of there being a sprite of a dwarf, it'll just be like a capital D.
D.
And it'll be like, okay, this is where the road is. So it's like brown like hyphens.
So it's like
and stuff
ASCII
that.
games.
It's ASCII, yeah.
Yeah.
To be all that, but every single dwarf has so many like emotional and like survival like stats and characteristics going on. Their morale, their creativity, their happiness, like just like all this stuff. And so like a lot of there's so many wild stuff can go wrong like in super different ways.
Sounds like Dwarven Forge.
Yes, it's extremely. I don't even know how to like.
How to encapsulate all
One of the things is okay. So hardening your dwarfs so that they won't run away when they see teammates get killed by having like the like dining hall. Like this is genuine strat that was posted on the Dwarven Forge or not Dwarven Forge on the Dwarf Fortress like subreddit. It all reads like horrific stuff. It's like, yeah, so you make a pit where a bunch of puppies, like you put two dogs in a cage up here, and then every time they make a puppy, it falls down the hole that's in the middle of the two pups, and it falls onto spikes in front of everybody in like the thing. So they see that and they get hardened over time. So then in battle they won't freak out because they've been desensitized by it. Just a lot of stuff like that.
Wait, dogs just randomly generate puppies?
If you have two dogs by each other and they're like taken care of and fed, they'll keep spawning.
But you can have them in separate cages.
It's like you're manipulating the space, like you have them in like an enclosed space together, but they like occupy like it's
There's
like
a funnel underneath that just drops puppies on.
Yeah,
the
it's like three spaces in the cage. Two of them are occupied by the adult dog. So when the puppy is made, it falls down the hole. That's the third space. It's wild. Like Dwarf Fortress is wild. And so they just actually released like a version of the game on Steam that actually has like graphics. And so now it's like open to a whole new wave of people who are now discovering this thing that's been around for like 20 years and has all these wild strats and all this like really wild like deep stuff. It's a real marvel of like game design. Yeah.
I learn something new every day.
And everybody like has to like and there's so many different jobs that the dwarfs can pick up and it affects like, and you're just trying to manage every single dwarf's like happiness basically through like a whole wealth of different, so many mechanics that you can't even really
It sounds
see.
exhausting. Like, is this game fun?
It depends on what kind of brain you have. It really depends on what kind of
Okay.
brain you have, because the first many times you play, you're basically going to have everything just absolutely go wrong for reasons you could not even predict and won't even understand entirely. Just for some reason, like, oh, they all just went mad for some reason, and I don't know why.
You don't know what's driving them mad.
And
Was
yeah,
it a glitter bomb?
oh no,
The
the game's a hobby into itself. Yeah, like you need to devote time to Dwarf Fortress, which is why I haven't gotten into it. It is a lot to get into, but yeah, it does have a tutorial now. Yeah, so that's the thing. Is like it was this very
There was no tutorial?
no, it was just
You
like
just-
a very niche like.
That's
That's
awesome.
the thing. It was like this legend of like game design, and now it's like more accessible than it's ever been. It suddenly has like an actual like mainstream release that is like somewhat trying to be accessible to people. And so then they're coming in and they're getting like the Dwarf Fortress stuff with all these veterans who've been playing for 2 decades, and it's
People have had their dwarves alive for 20 years.
well, it's probably not the same game. They probably started many different games.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. Is there anything else we should cover on Lowtown, or should we?
Let's play some
Figure that
Dwarf
out.
Fortress.
Yeah.
Mad respect for the game. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like it's genuinely, I have no idea if
It
I'd
was
actually be into
genius.
it.
Whoever put it together was on a.
It's just the devotion to making that game as deep as it is wild. To go like, yeah, I want to factor in like how drafty is the room.
Wow.
How does that make them feel? Stuff like that. I don't know if how drafty the room is.
Right,
is
but
actually
just
a thing.
fundamentally, like,
Well,
sort
yeah,
of
it's like that level of like
every
minute
parameter
detail.
that they could think of
Yeah.
that was controllable. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
bedrooms, clothing. Yeah, like where are they sleeping? How many people are sleeping in this room? Do they have good enough clothes? A lot of it tracks blood and particles. It's so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo. Well,
Is there more stuff? Let's see.
let's.
Congratulations, Dwarf Forge Live. You just sold 25% more florals. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm hoping this video will do a lot because we didn't even get into
gonna
like
do
the
a video
structural
tomorrow.
building of it. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with it just as a piece without the light puck and without doing like the actual like portal thing right here. It is a very flexible piece that can be used in a lot of ways.
These are facts.
Yes.
That was the thing, is we just sort of designed it as a holder for the light puck, and then realized, oh my gosh, there's so many other wonderful things you could do.
Yeah, No Clip did a documentary on Dwarf Fortress. If you want to know about it, that's actually very good. No Clip does really good documentaries. Might just send it to you. I think you might find it interesting.
It sounds
There we go.
fascinating.
That's probably safe. How tall is the Phoenix exactly? How big would you need to make a building
Too
to?
big.
Would you need to be a 3-story building to actually fit the
It's
Phoenix
like
in?
6 inches tall.
It would need to be at least 3 stories to really fit the. That could be fun though. To make a build like double highs on the ground floor, and then you go up to like the 3rd floor stacked on top of that. You have like a mezzanine in the back to like climb up.
Would wings fit? Yeah, it would just barely fit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's fun. Once again, can't wait till these pieces are out in the wild and people come up with some really fun ways to do things with them. It's going to be amazing. All right, anything we should do? Should we get out of here? We got a hobby hang tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, regular bedtime. You know what Hamster's up to?
Probably either Freeblades or Warhammer stuff because that is the stuff he's been prepping for the game night next week.
For next week.
If we finish shooting in time and I can make it back in time for the stream, I'll be painting up my Freeblades.
Woo!
I have another Freeblade warband that I need to paint up.
How big is the warband? 6?
6 minis. 5 or 6, I think, depending on which band it is.
It's a lot more reasonable than Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. It helps
no.
when you're a skirmish game and not a
not a full-on
not an
war.
army scale game. Yeah.
And before that, Mace will be on Hero Forge
At 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Eastern. 5
I'll
o'clock.
put it in the Discord and everything
Woo.
when it's going live to remind people.
And then next week we'll be going over all the new sets and stuff for the Pledge Manager. Following week, Pledge Manager opens, and we'll We'll do like a Q&A episode that Wednesday and just sort of
Yeah,
go over. We'll
the
be here
third.
for 2 hours answering your questions, showing you stuff, doing whatever we need to help you figure out the Pledge Manager.
Yeah, when we'll say it when it launches too, but the third,
Yep.
the day after Pledge Manager launches on the Anvil will basically be like a tech support episode. If you're working at the Pledge Manager, if you got any questions about like, okay, wait, so how does this thing work? or
Is your
whatever.
Dwarven Forge plugged in?
Yes.
Is it turned on?
Well, now that we have the reliquaries, it's actually like a legitimate question.
Yeah. In fact, Chuck can tell you all about it.
Yeah.
And then we, what were we going to say? The Pledge Manager goes live May 2nd. There was something else. I mean, I don't know. Something about 64.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there is. But we'll, videos. Keep an eye on the YouTube page. Videos will be dropping.
Elevation.
Drip, drip, drip.
Urban Elevation came out today.
Woo.
Riverside Mill walkthrough comes out on Friday. We might drop a video every day next week. I don't know. Let's get it out in time. Might drop something over the weekend too.
Have you tried
We gotta
turning your
pace
Pledge
those out.
Manager off and then on again? We are going to do that. We're going to turn it.
Yeah.
We launch the Pledge Manager. We'll turn it off to see if it'll fix it. It'd be really good.
We got to turn the thing off. Yeah.
Have you? It's ridiculous.
How are we less than 2 weeks to launch already?
I don't
We're
know.
fine though. We're making
time
good
is but a
time.
construct.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We really, it's so fun to have you here, hear all the nonsense, hear all the wonderful ideas, get to share this stuff with you, and we'll see you next week for more of the same.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night.